What's going on, everybody on YouTube? It's SVT Vasquez back at it with another video, back at it with another banger, man. In today's video, I'm going to be discussing the number one mistake that I've seen people make for their careers. Let's start the show.
I'm on TV! Oh shit! First cops, now this? Oh man, I'm be a star, son!
Alright guys, in today's video, I'm going to be driving my way to the gym, so I'm going to put on my sunglasses because of the sun is really low right now. It's early in the morning, and so I just want to excuse myself for that ahead of time. I normally don't wear my glasses when I talk to you guys, but since I'm going to be driving, I'll have to put them on. And today we're going to be discussing the subject that it's a mistake that I've seen a lot of people in the workplace make, and it's a mistake that I've seen people at college make. And it's just such a simple mistake, and it's a mistake that honestly you could lose money out on. So let's get on the road and I'll talk about it once we're driving. Okay guys, so first of all, I'm gonna get started with the workplace. The number one mistake that I've seen people make is not making communication with other employees. And what I mean by this is that there's always employees that are above you in pay rate, and sometimes it's something very simple. For example, I've worked at a warehouse before, and working at a warehouse, I was making good money back in high school working that, and I noticed that some of the workers were making a little bit more than I was making, and I didn't know why. But after asking, it turns out that they just had a certification in forklift. So that's just something that was holding me back from making a little bit of more income. I wasn't forklift certified. I was working a warehouse straight out of high school, so I didn't know about this. But being forklift certified doesn't take very long. All you need to do is either ask your company if they could certify you, and you go through the process, or you go somewhere and pay someone to certify you. So that's going to be the first thing, guys. Make sure that you network with your coworkers at work. Ask them about things like that. Ask them, how can I get where you're at? How do I get certified? They've already been through it. They've already worked there for a while. And even if you've worked there for a while, and if it's something that you didn't know, you could ask people about how to get to the next position. And it's not a secret. Most people aren't gonna hide the steps to get to that point. Most people are gonna tell you, unless it's a coworker that doesn't like you, obviously. But most people, you'd be surprised how happy they'd be to help you. And sometimes, like I said, it's not even that hard to get that process done. And the other thing that might help you too is once you start talking to these employees, those employees might have something else coming up. For example, they might be moving to a different company, same position, but higher paying job. And once you start networking with these employees, if you become good friends or what have you, if they see that you're a good worker, you don't necessarily have to be friends. They might refer you too. They might tell you about their opportunity that they found, and they might be able to give you a spot. And the thing that really helps out about that is that they could vouch for you. They know your work ethic. They know how you handle yourself in the workplace, and they could put in a good word for you at the company that they are applying to, and they might be able to get you in there too. So it's always good to reach out to your employees and or your peers and talk to them about job opportunities, what they've done before, where they're going now, and like I said, certifications. If there's any certification that you can get to get you a little bit more pay. Now for college students, it's almost the same thing, but in the first day of school, all the time, there's always that annoying first day where the instructors ask you for your name, where you're from, and what college path you're going to. And a lot of people blow this off because it's annoying, it gets repetitive, and I'm here to tell you that that's one of the most important days in college, because you need to pay attention to your peers. Again, you need to network with your peers, because not all college students are just fresh college students. Some people are coming back for their masters, and it might be in the career path that you're taking. So once you listen to what the students are saying, there might be, for example, if you're gonna be a doctor, there might be a student in there that's gonna do the same, and they might have taken classes that you haven't taken yet. So what you can do is talk to the student and let them know, like, hey, I'm following the same career path as you. I have these classes next. Have you taken them? And either you guys could help each other out, be study buddies or what have you, or you could ask them about instructors, other instructors. What's a good instructor that you've taken? I'm taking, for example, biology. I'm taking biology. What instructor do you recommend, or do you not recommend? Because there are some instructors that don't fit your style of learning, and it could cost you a grade. So make sure you ask your students about instructors, about if they have a career plan. They might have a family member but maybe let's say their dad is a doctor and he works at Kaiser. They might have a job position for you as well. Like I said, if the doctor's son's going to school and learning the same thing you are. So I've actually met people that there was a female in my class that she was a nursing major before. She worked as a nurse. She had graduated, but she was coming back to study something else. She didn't want to be a nurse anymore. And you got to understand that some people graduate from college and it might not work out for them. It might not be a job fit for them, and these people come back and they study something else, and that's fine for them, but that's time wasted. That if they did a little bit more research, they could have prevented that whole mistake and all that money wasted on that degree, and they could have gone for what they really were passionate about in the beginning. So make sure you pick people's brains in that field. Ask them how they like working that job, what's it like, what can you expect. You can ask them if you could even shadow a worker. Sometimes it's good to go to these job sites, take a day off, shadow a worker, and see what it's like working in one of these positions. For me, I'm lucky that I've been in the military and got to work at a hospital. That's why I'm gonna go for my nursing degree. I've worked more than a year at a hospital, so I know what I'm getting myself into. It's something that I think I'm good at, and I see that it's fit for me. So that's what I'm gonna leave you guys here with today. Make sure you network with your employees. Make sure that you network with your fellow students. Just because they're students coming fresh out of high school doesn't mean that they don't know anything. Doesn't mean that they're not connected, because they might have family members that are in the field already. I always have those questions for students that I meet that I know are going to be nursing majors. I ask them what made them pick a nursing major. Maybe they have family that are already in the business, or maybe they have a job lined up. Who knows? It might be anything. Everyone's different. So make sure you ask your peers what it is they do, and try to network, because these people that you're going to school with, they're going to be in the workforce right along with you. Once you graduate college, they might find a job and you might not have one. That could be a lost opportunity for you, because you didn't get their phone number, you didn't get their email number. And you got to make sure you do that early, so that you have as many connections in the workforce as you can, you graduate. My first job, actually, it was a good paying job right out of high school. I graduated in 2008, so around 2008, 2009, I was making $18 an hour working, like I said, a warehouse. This was referred to me from my mom knew a guy that was the manager at the warehouse, so she referred me, and he hired me. And the one thing that you're gonna learn if you haven't hit the workforce yet, it's not always what you know, but who you know. Sometimes who you know goes a long way. Having that connection with someone, like I said, networking could get you the job without an interview. Someone might just refer you, hey, this is my nephew, or whatever it is, this is my friend, this is my cousin, he's a good worker, he's looking for work, he's eager to learn, whatever it is. It might be getting you the job. So networking really is important, and that's something I learned early on in life. When I was applying for jobs, I would have experience in forklift, I would have experience in the warehouse, but a lot of these warehouses weren't hiring me, and that has a lot to do with who you know, like I said, because there's a lot of people competing with the same qualifications that you have. And at the end of the day, if someone has the same qualifications that you have, but you're a stranger and they have someone in the company that's vouching for them for their character, that might be whatever pushes them to hire that person over you. And that's just the reality of the workforce. You're going to be competing for a job, and whatever edge you could get, whether it's a certification, like I said, that pushes you over the top from your competitors, make sure that you have that. And that's my advice for you guys. Just try to get as many certifications that are gonna be applicable to your job, and network with your peers, and that's gonna get you a long way. So that's my little rant for today. I'm on my way to the gym. I'm gonna get these gains in, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.
I'm just all about this money, I don't think about no thighs. Girl, you don't know about me, so get off my fucking D. Born and raised in the dot, this is real as you gon' see. Girl, you don't know about me, so get off my fucking D.